In this video, we're going to dive into 10 deep secrets that God shares only with His chosen ones, those who live a unique journey of faith and carry a special purpose. Have you ever wondered what makes someone truly chosen by God? Here, we will reveal the mysteries and spiritual truths that these chosen ones understand, but which are rarely spoken about. Each secret we'll cover has the power to transform your spiritual life, increase your connection with the divine, and show you a new way of facing the challenges and purposes of your life. Do you feel that you have a higher calling, that you are destined for something beyond the ordinary? Then this video is for you. These secrets can clear up many of your doubts and give you a new perspective on your journey of faith. So stay until the end, because the last secret is something that could completely change your spiritual outlook and connect you even more with the purpose God has for you. Being chosen by God is something special and incomprehensible to many. When a person is called by Him, they carry a mission that goes beyond what is visible. This call is not based on merit, but on a purpose that God determines even before birth. God's choice brings with it a unique responsibility and a sense of duty that the chosen one feels, even without fully understanding it. The chosen have a spiritual sensitivity that sets them apart. They feel an urgency to seek more of God, to understand His will, and obey His plans. It's not just about attending church or reading the Bible. It's a deep need to connect with the divine and live according to the purpose that has been assigned to them. This also involves giving up certain things and renouncing personal desires in order to follow what God directs. Another important aspect is the fact that the chosen ones face many challenges and trials. This path is difficult because it requires constant faith and an unwavering commitment, even when there are no visible signs that they are on the right path. They often feel misunderstood by the people around them, but this loneliness leads them to seek God's guidance more and more, further strengthening their bond with Him. Finally, being chosen means living in service to a greater purpose, often without obtaining immediate recognition or reward. The chosen know that their life is not just for them, but for something much greater. And it is in this understanding that they find the strength to persevere, knowing that, despite the challenges, God sustains them and never abandons them. The purpose of God's chosen is something that transcends any personal goal or earthly ambition. This purpose is planted by God in a very specific and individual way, and it is up to the chosen one to seek it out, understand it, and live it, even if it means a different path than the one they imagine for themselves. The first secret about this mission is that it is not always clear from the start. Often, the chosen ones go through periods of doubt and uncertainty, where they need to trust in God, even without seeing the next step. This process of walking in the dark strengthens their faith and allows them to draw closer to God. Another secret is that the purpose of the chosen is continually shaped. God uses circumstances, people, and even difficulties to adjust and perfect the mission He has for each one. It's like a jewel being cut over time, in which every detail is carefully sculpted. Many chosen people feel an inner restlessness, as if there is something greater they need to accomplish. This restlessness is not a nuisance, but an indication that there is a mission to be fulfilled. It is God whispering to their hearts, reminding them of what they have been called to do. A large part of the chosen one's purpose involves serving others. God places in their hearts a sincere desire to help and impact lives, either directly or indirectly. They are directed to transform environments and influence people, even if they don't fully understand the scope of their actions. The chosen ones have to deal with a big secret, the fact that they often won't be recognized or understood by others. Instead of human recognition, they seek to please God, knowing that their mission does not depend on applause, but on obedience and dedication. Another fundamental aspect is that the purpose of the chosen involves sacrifice. They learn to renounce personal wills and desires, understanding that their life is dedicated to something greater. This sacrifice, however, is not imposed. It is voluntary, born out of their love and faith in God. The purpose can also involve major life changes. Many chosen people are called to leave jobs, cities, or even friends to follow God's direction. These changes are difficult, but they bring an inner reward that only those who are called understand. God doesn't reveal his full purpose all at once. He shows us little by little, at each stage of life, the next step to be taken. This process of progressive revelation teaches the chosen to constantly depend on divine guidance and to trust that God is in control of everything. The chosen also face challenges and temptations directly linked to their purpose. The enemy seeks to lead them astray and prevent them from reaching their ultimate goal, which makes the mission even more challenging. However, these moments of temptation are opportunities to strengthen their faith and trust in God. A powerful secret is that, however difficult the mission may seem, God gives the chosen ones all the strength and wisdom they need to accomplish it. He never leaves them alone. He is always guiding, sustaining, and renewing their strength at every stage of the journey. The chosen one's purpose is not just a task to fulfill. It is also a journey of personal transformation. Through it, they are shaped and empowered, becoming more prepared, compassionate, and spiritually mature people. In addition, the purpose involves a great commitment to the truth. God's chosen ones cannot stray from the principles and values he has taught them. They know that their mission cannot be accomplished by taking shortcuts or detours, because the path God has laid out demands integrity and faithfulness. Finally, the most powerful secret is that the purpose of each chosen one is part of a bigger plan. God uses each individual mission to achieve something extraordinary and often invisible to human eyes. The chosen are pieces of a divine puzzle, and even if they don't fully understand it, they know that they are participating in something much bigger than themselves. God's chosen ones develop a special connection with him that goes beyond religious practices. This relationship is built on sincerity, surrender, and a deep desire to know God's will. They understand that intimacy with God is what strengthens them to fulfill their mission. One secret about this connection is that it requires silence and moments of solitude. The chosen learn to set aside time to be alone with God, away from distractions and the voices of the world, to listen to his voice and understand his plans for their lives. This intimacy is also sustained by constant prayer. Prayer becomes a daily and essential conversation where they express their doubts, joys, and challenges. The chosen know that prayer is not just a formality, but a source of spiritual renewal and clarity. Another important secret is the spiritual sensitivity they develop over time. This sensitivity allows them to perceive signs, messages, and directions from God in subtle ways, such as through dreams, intuitions, or even everyday events that speak to the heart. The chosen understand that God's Word is the basis of intimacy. Reading and meditating on Scripture helps them to know God's character and to hear his voice more clearly. This habit is indispensable for strengthening their faith and keeping their spiritual connection alive. A relationship with God brings a kind of peace and confidence that the world cannot offer. Even in the midst of difficulties and uncertainties, the chosen feel an inexplicable peace, as if they were being constantly guided and protected. This peace is the fruit of the certainty that God is in control. Another secret is that intimacy with God does not eliminate trials, but prepares the chosen ones to face them. God uses these challenges to strengthen their faith and perseverance, teaching them to depend on him in all situations, regardless of the circumstances. The chosen also experience moments of divine discipline and correction. God, as a loving Father, corrects and guides those he loves, and the chosen understand that this correction is a sign of care and a path to spiritual growth. Finally, the greatest reward of this intimacy is feeling God's presence in their lives. The chosen experience such a deep connection that they can feel God's love, peace, and guidance at every step, and this constant presence is what gives them the strength to move forward. One of the greatest challenges for God's chosen ones is that, on accepting their call, they enter into a constant spiritual battle. This struggle is not visible to human eyes, but involves spiritual forces that try to prevent them from fulfilling their divine purpose. The chosen ones face attacks that often come from where they least expect it. People close to them may, without realizing it, discourage them or try to divert them from the path. They learn to discern these situations, recognizing that not everyone will understand their commitment and mission. Another battle is temptation. The enemy tries in various ways to divert the chosen ones from the path that God has laid out. These temptations can be disguised as opportunities or shortcuts, but the chosen ones learn to resist, knowing that these detours can jeopardize their mission. On many occasions, the chosen face periods of deep loneliness. Following God's call can mean losing relationships or withdrawing from certain social circles. This loneliness, although painful, leads them to rely even more on God as their main companion. Doubt is one of the most frequent weapons against the chosen. At times, they question whether they are really capable of fulfilling the purpose God has entrusted to them. At such times, faith and the remembrance of God's promises are essential for them to overcome their uncertainties. The fight against discouragement is also constant. When the results don't come or the challenges pile up, it's easy to lose heart. The chosen ones, however, find renewed strength by seeking God's presence, understanding that perseverance is an essential part of their journey. The weight of responsibility is another challenge. Knowing that they are carrying such an important mission is sometimes daunting. They feel the pressure of representing God's will and strive to be an example, maintaining humility and faithfulness in their actions. A great secret about this spiritual battle is that, in moments of extreme pressure, the chosen ones experience profound spiritual growth. God uses these moments to strengthen and empower them, teaching them lessons they would never learn without these challenges. Another challenge is maintaining integrity in the face of adversity. Even though they are chosen, they are tempted to make impulsive decisions or react defensively. But the mission demands that they remain firm in their values, not giving in to the pressure to act outside of God's will. However, the chosen ones are never alone in the struggle. God offers them protection, wisdom, and discernment to face each battle. They discover that, even in the most intense battles, God's presence is a shield and a comfort, renewing their strength and guiding them at every step. God's chosen ones know that not everything they experience on their spiritual journey should be shared. Many secrets and revelations that God grants them are intimate and have a specific purpose, and sharing them indiscriminately can dilute their strength or cause misunderstandings. One of the reasons for keeping certain secrets is to protect one's calling. Revealing details ahead of time can expose the chosen ones to judgments and misinterpretations, which can jeopardize the mission God has entrusted to them. Keeping spiritual secrets is also a way of protecting those who are not yet ready to understand. Some revelations are profound and can cause confusion or mistrust in people who don't share the same level of faith and understanding. Another important reason is that God reveals certain things at specific times for the personal growth and strengthening of the chosen ones. Sharing these revelations prematurely can cause them to lose their value and purpose, as often these secrets are meant only for the chosen one. The wisdom of keeping what God has revealed secret also preserves the humility of the chosen. They understand that what they receive is a responsibility, not something to gain recognition. Silence becomes a way of honoring the trust God has placed in them. There is also the risk that, by exposing certain experiences, the chosen ones will attract opposition or even envy. God protects the chosen ones by instructing them to be discreet, preventing them from becoming the target of unnecessary criticism or attacks. Keeping spiritual secrets is, in a way, a test of fidelity. The chosen demonstrate that they value their relationship with God more than any human approval, remaining committed to their purpose without the need for external validation. These guarded secrets become a source of strength and comfort for the chosen. In times of difficulty, they remember God's promises and revelations, which gives them the courage to persevere, knowing that they are following a greater plan. Finally, silence in relation to spiritual secrets is also a way of honoring the divine mystery. The chosen understand that God works in ways that are not always understood, and respect for this mystery is an essential part of their journey of faith. If you enjoyed this content and want to continue to strengthen your understanding of God's call to the elect, Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like it, and share this video with other people seeking inspiration in their faith. Your participation is very important so that we can reach even more people. And if you're curious to know more about how God works in the lives of those he chooses, watch our next video. God does not choose the qualified, but he empowers the chosen. In it, you'll discover how God uses ordinary people to accomplish the extraordinary, shaping and strengthening them along the way.